Okay, I'm skipping the Zoom and we're going live straight here in the Facebook group. So we will see what happens. I haven't done this for a long time. So let me know if you are joining live, if you're watching the replay, and come hang out. I'm just returning from a weekend in Spain. Literally everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was my 10-year sober anniversary. We are good on that front. But my desire for the weekend was to go to a country that I've never been to. I wanted to go to some place where I didn't speak the language, and I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And I did all of those things. I also managed to lose the car key fob, and they don't have a replacement. Trains were sold out. I almost missed my flight. I got off at the wrong station and went like 50 kilometers the wrong way. I like to travel. I'm just not very good at it. So I am back at home, obviously, and I am very happy. I've never been so happy to be home in my life. I almost missed the train from Pisa to Viareggio, which is the city I live in, because they changed the platform. And I had my headphones in, and it was like 3 minutes before the train came, and I was like, where are all the people? So, ugh, it has been just it's been a couple days. So I am here coincidentally to talk to you about creating a pinch me life. This is my pinch me life. What I will say though is that I brag that I didn't have a meltdown. I thought I was going to have a meltdown when I was standing in customs. I didn't know that I had to go through customs when I was at the Stansted airport. Like to get out of London, I didn't know that I had to go through customs. And so I didn't give myself enough time and thought I was going to lose my shit then. But I didn't. I didn't cry. Would have been okay, obviously, if I did. But I kept my shit together and I breathed and I let myself feel my feelings and I let myself feel worried and be upset. And then I gathered myself, and it really is just a testament to the somatic work, the tools, the nervous system regulation stuff that, I learned specifically for my business, but then obviously that's going to translate into anything that I'm doing in my personal life. And so this is one thing that my clients have told me too, and that, when we check in and they do brags and they're going through some personal stuff that they're like, I like didn't react the way that I usually react. And like this would have put me over the edge and I would have spiraled out for days, weeks, months. And I'm fine. Like I had my moment and I was able to move through it. And it's just so empowering and just really amazing how powerful this work is and how and it's simple stuff, right? Like we're not doing like super in-depth practices. Like it's breathing, it's journaling, it's shaking, it's swamping, which is like emotional release, right? And yeah, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time every day. It's really just about consistency and learning how to breathe through it and learning how to hold yourself through the hard times. So that's my big brag. And I love when my clients come to me and they've gone through something in their personal life and they're like, this would have just fucking taken me out for a while. And I'm like handling it like a champ. So it just speaks volumes to this work. So enough about that. Let's hop into what I want to talk about today, and then I'll answer any questions if you have them, and we can get started. So last Monday, so I was traveling all day yesterday, which is why I didn't do a Facebook Live. It was quite a travel day. But last Monday, and it's pinned to the top of this group, I did a live with, let's see, a couple different pieces of ways to create a pinch me life. And so I wanted to follow up with a part 2 today, so that you can have just this like more encompassing idea of what this takes. And maybe there will be a part 3 because I'm on a time crunch today. So maybe we'll just do a part 3 next week. So this second part is that, I mean, obviously, like speaking of embodiment and mindset shifts, like this is a key piece to having a pinch me life. First of all, you have to believe that what you want is possible. You have to truly believe that what you desire is out there. It's looking for you. It wants you as bad as you want it. And really unhooking from the idea, also fully acknowledging that, you know, there's so many layers to this, right? Of how we can slowly process this and slowly get ourselves there. So like if you're just starting out and you want to be a full-time digital nomad and you want to have a 6-figure business and you're doing mantras and mindset work around, I'm a 6-figure business coach or a 6-figure relationship coach, and I travel all around the world, and you're stuck in a cubicle, you don't have any paying clients yet, that's going to feel really fucking far away. And so one key tip that I want to offer you today is that you have to start doing the mindset work and the embodiment work to get you towards something that you feel is attainable, that it's not years in the making. Of course, have this big vision, get your vision board, do the things, do all of the things, but know that you have to do this incrementally in order to have your nervous system on board, in order to fully be bought in, like this is possible. Sometimes you have to give, like you can have the big vision looking forward, but you have to start doing, okay, what is the next best step? What's the next best thing? What's the next thing that's going to get me closer to this? And you can go a couple steps further of like, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm looking towards, while also keeping this big, really fucking ridiculous goal in your vision, right? If you're not doing that and it feels too far away, you're like, any setback is going to just blow you out, right? Like, I fucking told you I can't have that. Like, I told you that it's too far away. I told you blah, 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 blah. So really anchoring in to the belief and the knowing, the deep knowing that it's already on its way. We don't know the timeline. Just saw Kevin up there. We don't know the timeline. We never know the timeline. That's not our responsibility. We just need to know the what, and the universe will figure out the how and the when. Sure, we can put a timeline on it and be like, I want to do this by the time I'm 40. I want to do this by the time I'm whatever. And also there's a level of, like you have to be unattached to how long it takes, exactly what it's going to look like, because rarely does it ever look the way that we think it's going to look. There's going to be roadblocks and ups and downs and all of the things, right? But you have to hold the vision of where you're going and what you desire. So the one key piece to this is putting self-care as an essential and not as optional. In order to have a pinch me life, you have to take care of yourself. You have to shift the mindset from viewing self-care as a luxury to really recognizing that it is a necessity for sustained success. You have to have these pieces built into your life, into... Kevin is not the most... Come on. Say hi to everybody. Okay, there we go. I forget what I was saying, but you have to start prioritizing this. It can't be, in order for you to live your pinch me life, I don't imagine that you want your pinch me life to be panicked and overworked and burnt out. We'll get him in here. And all of those things. I imagine that, he's not in here. I imagine that you want your pinch me life to be relaxing and fulfilling and spacious, right? And so the way that you're going to do that in your personal life and in your business is by prioritizing your mental, physical, emotional health and needs, self-care, and really viewing it as a non-negotiable. It is part of your business model. Relaxing, resting, vacations, taking time off, taking the weekends off, if that's how you work, right? If you work Monday through Friday. Some people work, I don't know, Wednesday through Sunday, and they want to have the beginning of the week off. Whatever works for you, right? But taking time off and understanding that rest is mandatory, especially when you're at these higher levels, because you are holding a bigger business, you're holding bigger energy, you're holding more money, you have more clients, you have a team, there's more people who are counting on you. Then when you get to the next level, if they are salaried, then you have somebody on payroll who is, their income depends on you, right? So these are all things to think about, and you have to be taking care of yourself. It is a non-negotiable. It is not something that gets put on the back burner. You have to prioritize it. It is a must. So really challenge the belief that constant work, constant hustle are the only paths to success, that these are the only ways that you're going to get to where you want to be getting. We have lots of evidence of, lots of people saying I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I don't know, that one guy that I don't even know his name, but everybody was talking about him, and I was reading some of the shit. Adrian Dorison did a really good post about him, which was that we don't really need rest, and it's just such a bunch of bullshit. Of course, it's coming from a fucking man that, probably, never mind. I was gonna make a lot of assumptions, right? But if you have a partner who's handling the house, who is handling the kids and all of the stuff, of course you can run your life and your business in this way. But if you, especially as women, we are cyclical, we need downtime, our bodies literally shut down, and we need rest 1 to 2 weeks out of the month, right? And so you have to allow yourself to sleep, to rest, to take that time off. And also, it's not in our nature, it's not in any nature to be summer all year. There are seasons. There's a reason why the leaves change and the weather changes, right? Seeds have to be planted. They have to go into the ground. They have to slowly germinate. I don't know any of the words that go with this. I am not a gardener. But what I do know is that this is in nature. And so this is all capitalism, it's all money, 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 and go, 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 and success, right? And the work that we're doing when you're working with me one-on-one in any of my programs, really, is undoing this belief that this is the only way to run your business, that you have to be on all the time, that you have to be high vibe all the time, that you don't deserve rest until you've gotten your whole fucking list done, that you can't celebrate until you've sold out the program. It's all bullshit. And so this is what we're undoing when we're working together, as you're in here in the community, right, is really learning that there is a different way to do this. So the second part that goes with this is to delegate and let go of perfectionism. So really transitioning from the thought and the belief that, and I just saw this today, what's something that you learn in your business? If I want it done right, I got to do it myself. That is a recipe for burnout and for overworking yourself. Our goal is to hire people who, of course, there is a transition time when you're hiring anybody, right? But there is a process, and this is what we work on in the mastermind. It's what I work on with my clients in one-on-one. There is a process to hire, and so you have them do projects, you build that trust. You don't hand your whole fucking business over right away, right? But you have to be willing to let people into your business so that you're not doing everything. You can't do everything. If you want to grow and scale and have more time for adventure and your family and to date and to go do things, you can't do everything. It's just not possible. And it's not fun. Like maybe you are doing everything, but it's not fun. And you're probably not spending your time in your zone of genius. Right? When you're doing all of the things, it means that you're doing stuff that you're probably not even good at, huh? I know. Tell them. It means that you're spending time in operations. It means that you're spending time fucking around in Canva. It means that you're spending time trying to figure out a new platform that you don't give a shit about and you actually don't need to be in. And that's a problem because when you are pulled further out of your zone of genius, you're doing yourself and your clients a disservice. Right? When you aren't able to stay in your zone and think of programs and think of content and connect with people and get them off of the internet and onto a call because you're bogged down with admin work, you're bogged down, oh, I got to get this email out, I got to get this thing out, I got to post, I got to do these things, I got to figure out Thinkific, I got to upload this into the portal. That's all shit that you don't need to be involved with. But if you're stuck on perfectionism, if you're stuck in the belief that only I know how to run my business, only I can do this, if I want something done right, I got to do it myself, you are in for a rude awakening. And that is going to affect your money. It's going to affect your time. It's going to affect your energy. It's going to affect the client experience. Because chances are, like that, it's not your zone of genius, so you're going to onboard people like fucking haphazardly. And if you have lots of clients at one time, you need somebody to be able to manage the questions that are coming in. You don't need to be in your email answering stupid ass emails about like, hey, where do I find this in the portal? Like, that's just not where you should be. You know what I'm saying, like they're not stupid ass questions, but like they're just questions that you don't need to be involved with. And that's why you hire somebody to be in your email, to be team Shannon, team, I can't see who's on here, so team whatever your name is, to field those questions. Hey, happy to get this for you. Hey, how do I change my billing? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm not involved in that part of my business because that is not my zone of genius and I'll probably fuck it up. So I hand it over to Hannah, right? But it took time. I've worked with several people to get to this level, to work with Hannah, where she's my business manager and handles everything in the back end, she and her team, right? But it takes time, and you have to be able to let go of that belief that I'm just going to do this myself. Now, depending on where you're in your business, if you're just starting out, you're going to have more time than money, of course. But I'm talking more to the people who are making 5K, 6K, moving into 6-figure years, because that's who I am working with one-on-one. And I have a couple spots open, so let me know if that's you and you want to talk about this. But there is a time where you're in this limbo, right? Where it's like, okay, I know I need to I need to bring somebody on. I can't keep running my business like this. There's no way that there's just like not enough time in the day for me to do the things and to have the life that I want to have and then also grow and scale. So that perfectionism piece, bye-bye, go, ciao, can really be a major obstacle to any sort of work-life balance, to any sort of balance in your business. And it's really important to prioritize what you're good at and the tasks that matter, the money-making tasks that you can't hand off. Like I can't hand this off to my team member, right? So I need to prioritize the stuff that builds community, delivers information, coaching, right? I can't hand that off. Unless you're doing unless you have like support coaching, and then I hand that off to Hannah, and to VP. So really cultivating the mindset that it's okay to ask for help. Work on this in your journal. Ask questions here. This is what we're working on, like I said, in the mastermind. That the renewal is coming up for that. We get started in December. If you have your eye on the mastermind, just let me know. There are some spots open, but we have some renewals coming in, so I'm not quite sure exactly how many spots are opening up. And there's some spots for one-on-one open as well. So, yeah, what we're working on and figuring out is how to ask for help, how to like get into that mindset that you're at that level of your business, what tasks to outsource, who to outsource them to, who's your first hire or maybe your second hire. Are you bringing them on contract base or are they just project based? So that's something that, you know, you have to figure out depending on where you are in your business, and really learning how to trust yourself, how to trust other people. This is a test and an initiation into a next level of trust, right? Because you're handing over passwords, you're handing over operations that you've been involved with, you're handing over these things, right? And so it is a huge. This is where the personal development work comes in too, where it's like you got to work on your shit. So if you have trust issues, and if you truly believe like Lone Ranger over here, that's not going to serve you well in your business. And so this is really where that personal development work comes in, so that you can learn to trust other people and let them into your business and then let them into your life. Okay, so I will stop there. Let me know what questions you have, if this is landing for you. If you want to talk about one-on-one, then let me know. Just hop into my DMs. If you're interested in the mastermind, there's people who are already signing up. They know that they're in, and then there's people who have renewed. So like I said, I'm not quite sure the number of spots that are open, but we will be announcing that soon. So take care. I will see you next week for part 3, and have a wonderful day. Bye.